Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making some family-friendly recipes. I personally think these are all very family-friendly and kid-friendly, so I hope you enjoy today's video and get some good ideas out of it, but let's go ahead and get started. First off, today we are starting with some French toast and berries. You cannot go wrong with breakfast for dinner in my opinion. So over here on the left I have some thicker sliced bread. I did make this bread homemade, so I will link the recipe for this bread down below. Then over into my nice big bowl, I went ahead and added in 4 eggs, half a cup of half and half, or you can just use regular milk, whatever you have, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then just using a fork or a whisk, go ahead and get that combined. Now I'm just going to take each slice of bread and kind of press it down into this liquid mixture. I like to press on the center a little bit so it kind of acts like a sponge. It helps to absorb some of that milk and egg mixture. And then just kind of shake off the excess and add it into your pan. Today I'm actually going to be using my griddle, so before adding on my French toast, I went ahead and just added a little bit of butter on there. After adding the butter, you will just add on each piece of your French toast. I let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes before flipping them over. If you're using a thinner sliced bread, it'll probably take a little less time. And same thing if you're using a really thick piece, it might take just a little bit longer. Once they are firm in the center and have gotten this beautiful brown color, I'm just going to flip them over, let them go another 2-ish minutes, and then they are ready to go. Here is what my finished plate looked like. I did add on some butter, but it did melt so you can't see it. And then I also sprinkled over some powdered sugar, added some syrup, and then I also added some blueberries and sliced strawberries. Next up, we're gonna make some simple shredded barbecue chicken sandwiches in the crock pot. I am just using a smaller crock pot today, there's no need for a large one. First thing I'm adding in are 2 chicken breasts, and then I'm also going to add some barbecue sauce. Actually, I did not have enough in the first bottle, that is why there are 2 different bottles here. But you'll want to add about 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup of barbecue sauce. If it's not enough, you can also add more later. And then for the seasonings, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of chili powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, along with 1/2 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and about 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. If you don't like yours to be super sweet, I would cut down on that brown sugar just a little bit, but I do think it adds really good flavor. I went ahead and just lightly stirred up those seasonings. And then we are going to cook this on a low heat for right around 4 to 5 hours until your chicken just falls apart. As you can see, I was just using a larger fork and broke that up in there. It was super easy to do this way. Once that's all shredded, go ahead and give it a taste, adjust any seasonings that you think need adjusted, and same thing if you need more barbecue sauce, you can add that. But this is what they look like when they're all done. Just go ahead and add them onto some buns or slider buns or even some tortillas. This is such an easy meal. This night I actually didn't make anything to go along with it. I ended up eating some hummus and veggies, but this is so easy to do and everyone will enjoy. Last but not least, today we are going to make some homemade chicken nuggets. To begin, I just preheated my oven to 375 degrees. Now into this large bowl, I'm adding in 1 pound of ground chicken, half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I started mixing this with a fork because it was not completely thawed from the freezer, but ultimately I ended up going ahead and just using my hand. That is the best way. Once that's mixed up, you will want to get a baking sheet with some parchment paper on it. In this small bowl here in the back, I did add in 1 beaten egg. And then in the bowl in the front, I'm adding in about 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Now you're just going to take a little bit of that ground chicken and just roll it up into a ball and then flatten it out into a chicken nugget shape. Add it into the egg and then add it over into your breadcrumbs and kind of push those breadcrumbs into the chicken nugget. Once it's covered, add it right onto your baking sheet and just go ahead and repeat that until you are out of chicken. Last but not least, you will just go ahead and spray them lightly with some spray oil. I'm just using some avocado oil, but you can use avocado oil or anything you have. These went into my oven to bake for around 12 to 17 minutes. You will want to temp them to make sure they hit at least 165 degrees. And halfway through, it's not a bad idea to flip them over, that way they can get equally crispy on both sides. Here is what my finished plate looked like. On this night, I just made a packet of cheesy Knorr noodles on the side, along with some steamed broccoli. I love making homemade chicken nuggets because you know these ingredients are 10 times better than what is in the frozen chicken nuggets. This is just nice to do if you are trying to add cleaner ingredients into your family's diets. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave me a flower down below in the comments to let me know that you did make it all the way through, and I will see you guys back here next time. Bye!